Let's take a look at some of the MLB home run leaders that are in action today. Aaron Judge has been on an absolute tear, and it's no wonder his odds are down to plus 154 today against left-hander Mitchell Parker. Judge has 51 home runs to show for and has hit a home run in 5 of his last 6. Jose Ramirez has a doubleheader on tap. In Game 1 against Cole Ragans, he is plus 480, and to round us out, Rafael Devers, nearly 4-1 to hit one. You could shop around and find maybe even a little higher odds for Rafa, who faces Jose Berrios. And I like Devers in particular, with Berrios on the road, who's allowed 19 home runs in 73 1/3 innings, versus at home, that's 8 home runs in 83 1/3. And keeping home runs on the top of the mind, let's welcome in Grant Neefer to break down and concoct a little home run parlay on this Monday slate. Grant, there's 20 teams playing right now, a couple of double headers, so we're trying to figure out who's pitching in what game, and it's been a mess. But we're going to break down. You're going to give out 2 picks. I'm going to give out my favorite bet for this slate. I know you have a couple more that you'll probably be posting over at MLB Home Run, but give us the first one. You're targeting that 7-10 game between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, in which Nick Pivetta is now not starting. Instead, it's a bullpen game started by Josh Winkowski. At least that's expected right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know what's going on at this moment fully, but regardless, the odds are far too high. If he's facing Pivetta, it's way, way too high. But as you said, it looks like Winkowski, who's still an above-average matchup for righty power. He's currently giving up 1.23 home runs per 9 in his career to righties. Not huge fly ball numbers, but decent hard contact numbers. Grades out as overall an above-average matchup for Vlad, who in any given matchup, I mean, kind of an easy way to do things is figure out the baseline odds for a player like Vlad, which is going to be in an average matchup in an average ballpark, should be in the 300s. This is a slightly above average matchup, slightly below average ballpark / weather, considering it's a 10% decrease to home runs, according to Weather Edge over on Roto Grinders. So Vlad realistically should probably be in the plus 425 range at worst in this spot, and we're getting him at plus 525. It's just way too high of a line. He's been one of the best hitters since the All-Star break. I mean, we all saw what happened to him last year. Didn't hit a ton of bombs earlier this season, was not hitting out of the ballpark, but we know from a few years ago where he was getting a home run almost on a daily basis, close to 50. Yeah, he has the power, and he's really shown it since the All-Star break, 13 home runs. So getting a guy of this caliber, this hot, in this good of a matchup, no way we should be getting plus 525 odds. Like I said, have it closer to plus 400 than this line. So we're getting some pretty decent value on this one.
Yeah, Vladdy is just a man that has not cooled off in the second half of the season. It's been actually incredible to watch, and people were doubting him and his talent early on in the season. He's put that to rest. I have a 70-1 future on him to lead the league in hits, hoping that he can catch up to the guy that I'm going to name here, who I also have a 30-1 future on to lead the league in hits, and that's Witt Jr., who's going to round us out as the second leg of this parlay. He was plus 440 about 20 minutes ago, and then within a blink of an eye, that number has dropped to 340, and I still like it there. He gets the doubleheader. I'm going targeting Game 2 in particular for those that are keeping track at home. Logan Allen is expected to start. Could be Joey Cantillo. They called him up as the 27th man in this doubleheader. It depends what goes on in Game 1. They're starting a bullpen arm, and then they will go to either Cantillo or Allen. But regardless of who is on the mound, I love Bobby Witt in this matchup. He's absolutely crushed left-handed pitching the entire season. You look at Logan Allen, he has a 5.6 expected ERA, a home run per 9 that's near 2. The Guardians sent him down to the minor leagues. He went to the minors, and he still had a 2 home run per 9 in 6 total starts. His barrel rate's ballooned to 11% this season. Something's not right with him. He needs the offseason to get his things right. So if Logan Allen takes the mound, I love this matchup for Witt. And the same goes if Joey Cantillo takes the mound. Cantillo, a rookie, 11% barrel rate just like Allen. 2 home runs in 3 of his 4 starts this season. Maybe he comes out of the pen. Maybe the Guardians just go for the win in Game 1 and throw Allen and Cantillo out. That would be the most ideal scenario in my opinion. But I just think this number is far too long on Witt. I loved it at 440 and put it in the app. I like it at 340 still here. The only numbers available at FanDuel right now. So as you wait and, of course, shop around once odds become more available as things clear up based on the starting pitcher at hand in Game 2. And for what it's worth, Grant okayed this one. It may be one of his picks that he's going to have in his video later. More on that later. But Grant, the last game to round us out to this parlay, 8:40 first pitch between the Marlins and Rockies. Edward Cabrera for the Fish. We expect Ryan Feltner for the Rockies. There's still a TBD there because go figure on this Monday. We don't know what the heck's going on. Who do you like in this one?
I'm going with Jake Berger. I mean, Berger has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball over the last 2 months or so. 10 home runs this month already. 8 home runs last month, even with the All-Star break. So he's pretty much a 10 home run a month hitter in the last 2 months, and that's just far too high odds at plus 400 over at Caesars for this guy. He's playing over in Coors. I mean, he plays half his games over in Miami. He's still doing this well. Miami's one of the worst baseball parks for home runs. It's been historically that way. And we're getting good weather over in Coors. It's low 80s, wind, not really a factor, humidity, not really a huge factor, but good enough weather over in Colorado today for Jake Berger here. Feltner, overall, not a great matchup, not a terrible matchup. He's just kind of a mediocre matchup if he does get the start. If he doesn't get the start, that means we're probably getting a worse arm. It's that simple. Like, Feltner is one of the better arms for limiting power over in this Rockies starting lineup or starting pitching. So regardless, it's going to be either good or great. Plus, you have the bullpen, second worst bullpen, potentially worst bullpen in the entire league over in Colorado. So everything is kind of going Berger's way. And generally, when everything's going Berger's way, his odds are around plus 300. We're getting plus 400 here. It's just a massive, massive value here. So I love it. I also love your Witt pick. I bet that too at 440 earlier. Still fine with it at 340. So this home run parlay is looking fantastic here.
Yeah, and it's important to shop around as we do this home run parlay because the only odds available for Bobby Witt, for what it's worth, is at FanDuel. So you parlay the 3 right now. It's about 76 to 1. I'm looking at it right now. But if you wait a bit, wait for the lines to come out for Witt at other places. Jake Berger, he's only 3 to 1 at FanDuel, 4 to 1 over at Caesars. Same goes for Vladdy. The numbers skyrocket at other sports books. You might be able to even get 90 to 100 to 1 on this 3-leg parlay. And I really like it. Berger, you mentioned, just on fire in the second half of the season. 12 home runs in the last 30 days. So to round us out, Vladdy Jr., Bobby Witt, and Jake Berger. 2 juniors and 1 burger, so maybe a double Big Mac or something like that. But Grant Nefer, thank you so much for hopping on, and best of luck with the home runs today.